Good morning. I am Kevin Price. Delighted to be with you. Going to be talking to you about you and your business already on Thursday. Looking forward to the weekend. Looking forward to spending time with my good friend, the one and only William Edmundson. He's with Abby Executive Suites. That's Abby, ABBY.com. They are really premier leaders in helping people get their office needs taken care of. Companies of all sizes. William, before we introduce your guests, tell us a little more about Abby and why Abby is so awesome.
Sure, I would love to, and thank you for saying that. Well, Abby is a chain of executive suites. We've been in business for 30-plus years. We're based right here in Houston, Texas. And we are in the business of providing people with everything from fully furnished, fully equipped offices with full reception services, mail services, meeting room services, all the way down to virtual packages for people that don't want to use a P.O. box or don't want to go to the mailboxes, etc., because they want credibility to their business.
Very good. Tell us about your guest today.
I would love to. We're fortunate this morning. We've got a client of ours, MIchell Lovette, and he is the founder of the Hypnosis Group of the Woodlands. And he's a full-time client at both our Woodlands and our Uptown location right there on the West Loop. Good morning, MIchell.
Hey, good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing great. Pretty windy out there.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's looking a lot like Chicago. MIchell, but real quickly before we get going, do you have a website that we could mention on the air?
Yes, that is thehypnosisgroup.com.
And I believe you've been on the show before.
Yes, I was with you about 2.5 years ago, I think.
Very good. Go right ahead, William.
Yeah, MIchell, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do and why it's important that you have multiple locations? And
I was excited to come back on the show and tell people about the business owners like myself about the Abby services and your locations. Before I went into business, I had to look at how I was going to locate my business and consider having employees as receptionists and all that. Which I need, and it was very expensive, but Abby was the right solution because it provides the professional atmosphere and the professional people and it takes a lot of the concerns about running a business out of my life so I can concentrate on helping my clients.
Very good. Tell us a little bit about your clients who uses services like yours. I'm assuming it's almost always on an individual basis, but it'd be interesting to know if companies, use it as a resource for their employees. Talk a little bit about that.
Right. And, one of the things about Abby that I like is they have, I believe, like over 20 locations in Houston, and I always, my dream is to have an office or multiple offices in each of those locations because I've found that the more convenient I can make the experience for my clients, if I bring myself to, and the hypnotists that work with me, to the client, it makes it easy for them to come and get that change they're looking for. And generally that involves, you think of a hypnotist, a lot of times it's becoming a non-smoker, giving up tobacco habit, and weight loss. But, the thing that I'm working with a lot lately is the area of sleep. Over 170,000 people a day search for the term, how do I sleep better in Houston? And and I have very good success with that. So hopefully maybe if somebody's listening, you're having a trouble sleeping and, with the problems associated with that, they'll call.
Very good, very good. Your next question, William.
Yeah, MIchell, when you talk about wanting to be able to use different locations, you in the last year or so have opened your second location.
Right, and I'm seriously considering a third in the downtown Houston area at the downtown office on Texas Street. So that might come to the people in that area, which would make it. There's a lot of residential apartment buildings, and that's fairly well connected to the tunnel system in Houston and the rail. So it might make it more convenient for some of the customers over there.
Yeah, very good, very good. And how long have you been in business?
Well, I was a professional. Hypnotist. There's not such a thing as a person born as a hypnotist. Everybody comes from some other professional activity. I myself was a medical helicopter pilot for 32 years, and I decided, I knew eventually that I would have a hypnosis practice somewhere. I didn't know what that would be. I'd been a hypnotist for 15 years, and I moved to Houston, and that turned out to be the right location. But I've been in business for 2.5 years. Abbey was my original location in the Woodlands. Now I also have the Hypnosis Group of Houston, and you mentioned the multiple locations, and I meet clients individually, but I also meet them in groups of, somebody with three friends. We can get together and they can all stop, smoking, be non-smokers together. And I use coincidentally, I have the availability of all these conference rooms and classrooms available through Abbey that is a great resource for me that's functionally free.
Yeah, gentlemen, I got to wrap it up. One more time, MIchell, your website.
My website is thehypnosisgroup.com. And I can't say enough about Abbey. They're great.
Thank you.
Especially the managers.
Yeah, especially William Edmundson, who is the one and only. He's one of my favorites as well.
He is.
William Edmundson, by the way, you can learn more about him and what he does at abby.com. You can email abby@abby.com. When you contact him, always mention that you heard about him on my program, The Price of Business, and your phone number before I let you go, William.
Absolutely. You can reach us at 888-785-8800. That's 888-785-8800.
Awesome. When we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, this content here is over there at usdailyreview.com. This is The Price of Business.
It's been getting so